A question that you're going to get asked at every interview that you do. Tell me about yourself. What should you say? And I'm going to leave this on the screen so you can just read it on your own. But this is something that should be already prepared and you're ready to answer and really nail it. How can we answer this question successfully? You see, this is the chance for you to steer the conversation in the direction that you want, in the prepared stories of the 4 heroes that you want. Remember, you're going to direct the rest of the conversation after they ask you this question to what you want them to ask you so you can shine. Some of the key takeaways here. You want to answer this question in about a minute. If you go too long into it, well, the interviewer is going to get bored. And if you go too short, then they don't get enough of a chance to get to know you. The key here is for you to tell your hero's journey. How you went from very little skill to somebody that they want to hire. Think of it like a movie. You want to talk about your triggers of success. Within this minute, you want to demonstrate that you're a successful person. You also want to slightly discuss maybe your past projects, your past companies, so that you get asked questions about these projects or past companies by the interviewer. Because keep in mind, the interviewer is going to ask follow-up questions based on this. And when you talk about yourself, maybe it's interesting that you were an origami master 5 years ago, but it might not matter to the interviewer. So make sure that your stories, your hero's journey is relevant to the job. And you mentioned some of the skills that you're going to be working with at this job. Within this minute, you want to demonstrate that they will be extremely lucky to have you and how everything you've done in the past makes this a perfect role for you. And keep in mind that an interviewer may not have even looked at your resume. So have a story prepared. Something difficult you did and what you did to solve that and what impact it had. You don't need to talk about your life story, how you went to elementary school, then high school. Just keep it short and to the point, but make sure you stand out from the crowd. Everybody might be able to code in JavaScript, but what did you do that makes you stand out? And that's something that you're going to have to answer on your own. Keep in mind that this type of question, there's different variations on it. Some people ask, walk me through your resume, or why are you leaving your current job? Or many other variations. Essentially, they just want to hear the story of why you're here. And as an example, here's what I would say if, let's say, you have zero experience. You just taught yourself to code and this is your first job interview. You can say something along the lines of, well, I got really interested in coding a couple of years back when I would start this small little side businesses and I would hire developers and designers to build a website or an app for me. And it was always a black box where I would pay this developer money and they'll come back with a product that I was never fully satisfied for. So I started teaching myself how to code because I wanted to know how this black box works. And the more I learned, I became really interested, really engulfed in the programming landscape. And I just started consuming as much information as I can, practicing as much as I can. I started building projects, and then this is where you can talk about some of your big portfolio projects. And all of a sudden, I started writing blog posts about technical subjects that got received very well. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that through these projects and through these posts, every day I'm becoming better and better as a coder to the point that now I feel very confident in being able to be a valuable asset to your team, not just now, but even a year from now, where I expect my skills to exponentially grow. And this is just an example that I came up with at the top of my head, but you see here how I touched on all 3 points. Shows that I'm successful, that I've had past businesses in the past, how I've taught myself how to code because of an interest that I had. So I'm the type of person who's a go-getter. I also mentioned a few things I want to get asked, such as blog posts I've written, maybe projects I've worked on, my personal projects that I've put into my portfolio. And I also talked about skills relevant to the job. Maybe this was a position related to web development or building an app. And this is something you can tweak. But the key thing is to have this prepared. And remember, you want to stand out. Don't say things that all the other developers are saying or programmers are saying. If you did something amazing in your life, even if it isn't coding related, try to work it into the interview. And that way you'll be more memorable. And this is going to set the stage for the rest of the interview. So good luck out there. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.